Welcome back. This is Plus TV Africa, and we are celebrating the World MSME Day in partnership with Leapworld Limited. Now, moving on to the area of human resource, with me in the studio to break down the issues and explore the way forward is the elite panel consisting of Funke Susan Medium, Managing Director, Leapworld Limited, Ifeoma Adeniyi, Executive Director, SMEDAN Security Limited, and Tongu Awofeson, CEO, The Wardrobe Ultimate Concept and convener Ready to Wear Group. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Okay, before we get into this conversation, let's get the background statistics before we delve in. Welcome back. Okay, you just saw the statistics, and I would love to start with Mrs. Funke. For you, how vital is human resource to the growth of MSME in the country?
Okay, so good to be back as a panelist instead of a presenter. Interesting question. So it's as good as saying that, so last segment they were saying we have the doors, we have the windows, but either the keys are compromised or we don't have the keys. So without talent or HR, who is going to manage all the other factors of labor or production? Nobody. So it is where the business is as good as the talent, as the people managing the business. So they are very vital. If we have money, you have good assets, you have customers and they are badly managed, or you are not coming up with a great product, you don't have a business. So they're as good as the business you want to achieve.
Mrs. Adeni, would you say the same for the importance of human resource in a business?
Oh yes, I agree with what Funke has said. I believe that human resource is the best resource of all the resources that is available to the entrepreneur for any business to thrive. It's the human being in the business that makes the business sustainable. If we have the machines, we have the finance, and we do not have the brains to direct the vision of the organization, it's not sustainable. And so it is very important that human resource management is brought into focus in any business and endeavor.
I like that we have a business owner here, Mrs. Awofeson. So would you say you understand it from this angle of the professional while running your business?
Oh, that's a sincere statement. Especially in our own field, the garment making industry requires a lot of human resources. So without that, you cannot really thrive. So it's really a very, very big factor in our business. So they're very correct in their assertion.
All right. Looking at human resource and growth, in increasing human resource, is it a means of growth or a growth strategy? Mrs. Adeni, what would you say to that?
Well,
it's a strategy or it is a means of growth?
It's a growth strategy.
Okay.
It's not just a means, because they come up with the idea, the vision of the organization, and come up with a strategy with which to achieve the mission. And the human resource drive the strategy. And so if you have the best strategy in place, best resource financially, and you do not have the drivers in place, it cannot work.
Okay. Funke, so what would you say people are not getting right now, business owners? What is that one ingredient you would say they need to work on?
I think we should look at it from the cradle to death approach. So let's take it that we want to have a great business. We've agreed here that our business is as good as the people we have in our business. So from the point of having these people come into our business to how we exit them out of the business, it's very important. Okay. So business owners, we should look at, so I'm a business owner also, in addition to being a practitioner. So we have to look at how do we even get the talent into our system? Are we employing our friends, family members, and all that? Are we, what effort are we putting into our recruitment process? How do we manage them? What process, what system do we have to make sure that we get the best of these people? It's not that everybody that comes in will be great every time, but what effort are we putting in place to make sure that we get the best from when they come into our system, get them to perform better, and how we exit them, because they will be our ambassadors in the marketplace.
Now, talking about how you bring them in and exit them, what would you say is the way to select and groom these human resources?
So there are different ways to bring people on board. So if I take it to how we bring children to life. So people will say you can go through the natural birth process, you can have, you know, technology has given us so many options. So even how we bring talent in, we have so many options. You can use consultants. I mean, consultants are trained to do this for you, get the best. But I also know that for small businesses, we may look at the financial implication of getting an expert. So we have to bring our time. You have to learn. You have to join associations. We need to seek the support of even friends. Some friends and families are there to help us at the start. There are some also affordable sites. You know, I don't want to be promoting a particular site, but we know there are job recruitment sites that may be able to help us. But the most important thing is, before you even bring them in, you need to sit and understand your own business. A lot of people cannot even define the job of what they want someone to do. So it's not just to say, I want a staff. What kind of staff do you want? What kind of qualities would you be looking for in that staff? What kind of job will that person be doing? What kind of skill are you looking for? What kind of traits are you looking for? You have to document that. Do what is called a job analysis, a job description. You have to have a plan, a system from when you bring the person, even how you keep the person. So you've been talking about how to bring the person. So I've given some options on through which we can get good talent and the things we need to put in place very properly before you even go out looking for who you want to have.
Now, you focus on selecting and not grooming them. But before we get another professional angle, I want to get a practical angle from you. In your business, I mean, you talked about how you have to get people for creating your garment.
Yes.
Do you go through this selection process you just talked about?
Well, I think she has spoken professionally, but I'll be speaking from the angle of a small business, MSME. In reality, more often than not, you don't do that because of funding. But having said that, you know, it's not easy just getting the right person many times. I mean, if you look at the structure of the country, even graduates, when you look at the quality of what they offer, more often than not, cannot really meet your need. But the way out is often, you know the business, and that's why you're doing it. And you want to recruit people, you must be willing to train. If anything, share your knowledge with them, because it is in sharing that you can receive something good. You don't need to go the professional way of recruiting, spending so much money as an SME, but you can always train your staff to do it your way.
But in training them, I mean, you get people you want to train. There has to be a standard before you train. So how do you
more often than not,
them?
all this standard, all this structure, MSc, in all honesty, we don't have it. But then, you want to achieve a result. You need service of somebody who has the basic need, I mean the basic quality of what you want, but the person cannot really deliver to the standard that you want. You just have to do a kind of, let's say, informal training. But as you grow in your business, you want to structure it in such a way that before anybody even takes up any appointment fully, there is a procedure to train. But more often than not, you don't do that because of funding. But having said that, you know, it's not easy just getting the right person many times. I mean, if you look at the structure of the country, even graduates, when you look at the quality of what they offer, more often than not, cannot really meet your need. But the way out is often, you know the business, and that's why you're doing it. And you want to recruit people, you must be willing to train. If anything, share your knowledge with them, because it is in sharing that you can receive something good. You don't need to go the professional way of recruiting, spending so much money as an SME, but you can always train your staff to do it your way.
But in training them, I mean, you get people you want to train. There has to be a standard before you train. So how do you
more often than not,
them?
all this standard, all this structure, MSc, in all honesty, we don't have it. But then, you want to achieve a result. You need service of somebody who has the basic need, the basic quality of what you want, but the person cannot really deliver to the standard that you want. You just have to do a kind of, let's say, informal training. But as you grow in your business, you want to structure it in such a way that before anybody even takes up any appointment fully, there is a procedure to train. But more often than not, as a new or young MSc, you don't do that, we must be honest. There is the informal way of training. But at my own level now, I have the training department. It's because I have gone through the stages. I can say I have a training department. But an average MSME doesn't have that, we must be honest. But you still must find a way of training. If it's just 1 week, put the person through the steps of the processes of what you want the person to do, so that you can measure if the person is able to achieve or deliver what you have trained the person. But you don't have to go through any professional.
Do you agree?
I think it's actually professional.
There's a saying,
you're not debating.
Yeah.
Okay, but
There's something that people say, if you don't train them, don't blame them. And also, you think about the fact that penny wise, pound foolish. If you decide not to have your structure in place as SME, you will be losing so much. It's a matter of having a drain in your system. You think you are saving your cost by not engaging professionals to engage the right people in your business. In fact, the practice of selection, recruitment, and placement may sound very verbose, may sound too professional for you, but you find that if you're able to go through the route, you get the best people. It's not just the people that are the best results of your organization, but the best people. If you don't have the right people with the right skill sets, the right people with cultural fit for your organization, you don't have the right people to deliver what you desire, no matter how you tend to want to train them informally, as you say, you will not get the result you are looking forward to. And so in the long run, you tend to lose more. From the onset, it is advised that the SME engage the practitioners who would professionally show them how to set up the structure for HR management. And so as you even attract them, by attracting the right people, you are advertising your product. You are advertising your organization. You know?
I see Mrs. Awofeso smiling there.
Because I want us to be real. I want us to be real.
Yes,
I would take...
in being real, hold on.
Yes.
Let's watch a video from a practical person also right now.
Okay.
And then when we come back, we'll tackle it. Let's see the video.
Hi, my name is Obi Bugor, CEO of UNITED. My observation is that I notice a lot of people complain about our unemployment problem. And we need to ask ourselves, are we really employable? So I was wondering how we can increase knowledge on, stuff like work ethics, punctuality, hard work, dedication, and stuff like vocational studies, not necessarily medicine and engineering and stuff, but things like carpentry and plumbing. And we have to introduce it at like the basic level. So I was wondering if it was going to be possible. Do you think it's possible we can introduce that into our system?
Welcome back. From that short video, I picked out 3 questions, right? Are we employable? That's one. Secondly, how to increase knowledge and work ethics. And then the third one was she talking about vocational studies. Let's not go back and forth in what we're talking about and start with the being employable. Do you think we are employable in this part of the world? Mrs. Adeniyi.
All right, Nigeria has a huge potentials in that human resource because our population is very vast. And we have also a very huge unemployable population. And we say we have also a huge unemployment in the system. And most of the graduates that were churning out of our tertiary institutions are not employable. Now you ask why?
Okay, before you carry on,
yes,
we hear this statement every time. Most people are not employable. Our graduates are not employable. What does it mean to be unemployable?
Yes,
exactly.
That's where we're
Even
going.
when you have the BSc and you have the HND, OND, why are you unemployable?
Yes, you are unemployable when you cannot deliver. You do not have the skills that are required by the employers to put you to task. you have maybe the theoretical knowledge of a subject matter, but your ability to put it into practice is found wanting.
So who is to blame?
Well,
The system.
the system. She's
Everybody,
right.
actually.
Yes, because
Plus
what she has
didn't
said.
train yourself to be employable.
Yeah, most small skilled businesses that we have cannot afford to employ so many. But if we have people who could volunteer their services, she talked about, Ms. Awoshika, Awofesel talked about training the people on what she wants them to do informally. Now, through that, you could find people become employable. If you are able to offer your skills, volunteer services, you would be able to gain the skills that are required in the marketplace, and you become employable. And then you can sell the skills. But most times our youth, the millennials, are so much in a hurry. They do not want to volunteer. They don't want to learn. And so what we lack is the skill set that is required. Most of the education system we have are not teaching them the practical part of employment or what they need to do. They teach them what they should know, but not what they should do.
If we have time, I will come back to you to talk about volunteering, but I want Funke to talk on how to increase knowledge and work ethics.
So, two ways to look at it. From an employer's perspective, how to improve. I think every business should know what they stand for. So let's start from the owner of the business. What do I stand for? What are my values? And you see most times that these values are transferred to your business. Okay. And so going back to structure, Mrs. Awofesel, so I go back to structure. And that's why I say, from the point where you want to even recruit someone. So let's take it from the beginning, the time you are trying to conceive the business you want to do. I'm a firm believer of business plan. So I think your business plan, for example, will have your components of the HR parts of your business, how you want to manage the human beings. You know, so you would have defined your own vision, your goals, your objectives for your business. What are your values? So take it from the values that you want to see in your business and the people running your business. It will dovetail, it will, you know, you can cascade it onto so many things, even your HR manual. So I know it may sound like so much work to do. It doesn't have to be like 100 pages, just write one page. As entrepreneurs, just the way we are saying these millennials are not patient, we should also put some thoughts into starting our business. You know, you are nurturing your business. You also put time, write a page. This is the kind of values I want to see in the human beings. You can even take that from the point of recruitment. So someone told me lies. I won't employ you because you will come into my business and you do the same thing. Okay, so even during the point of selection. So once you have those values, you have to, if you have to just put it on a cardboard paper, MSMEs, so we don't have monies to do fancy things, just put it there. Let people come in every morning and be reading, what do we stand for? Maybe gradually, you know, your values, your goals. Then have training sessions. You know, during your training sessions, like for example, what we do every week, we have what we call knowledge sharing session every week, just during our meetings, 30 minutes, you see, and it will become part of the system. So people keep talking about it, address it during your performance management system. Yeah, I know it's tough for MSMEs to go with structure, but maybe we should not look at it like one big elaborate process. Just do the basic. As your business progresses, keep expanding that structure and system. But you have to, it's just like you want to build a 3-story building and you put it on a sandy foundation. What do you expect to get from what you have? So it's a pain that we have. If you can't afford to have a consultant, then your time, something has to give. Give your own time. Talk to people that are willing to help. There are also some federal government and state government support. Like Lagos State, for example, they have some agencies, some things they do to support MSMEs and you know the way they get talent. But you just have to give. There's no shortcut, really. You have to give something.
I love coming to Mrs. Awofeso because I love being practical.
Pardon?
I love coming to her because I love being practical. So I want to ask you this question. Did you have a business plan when starting your business?
That's exactly the story. You know, let me just play a scenario, especially in this our own field. And I tell you in many other fields too. Because if you look at the way businesses start in Nigeria, I'm talking about the micro stuff. I don't have a job. I've been on job hunting for 3-4 years. Suddenly, I mean, I can make clothes. Let me just go and learn how to make clothes. And I go, I learn, and I'm fine. And I'm making clothes for friends and families, and the business is doing fine. I realize I cannot meet the demand. Let me employ a tailor. No, look at the setup. Do you want to go and look for Funke to?
Have you said that? Do it yourself, one page.
Have you said that? I understand because I walked through that path. We need to grow that. We need to bridge that gap. We need more information. But more often than not, that is the situation of most entrepreneurs in Nigeria. We're not even aware of the process. We just do things as it occurs. But everything they have said is really true.
Okay.
You will now begin to experience these itches when you want to take your business to the next level. It is then you realize that the knowledge you have is not enough. You need the business knowledge. Then is that you begin to think of, I need to go to a business school. It's then you begin to see so many things you need to do. But it would have been better for you if you had done that at the beginning. But more often than not, in all honesty, businesses in Nigeria, they don't operate like that. We need to find a way of communicating it from the grassroots. Right. And of course, if I come to her now, I said, I want to recruit, can you get me the best tailor? And she's telling me I need to pay 10,000. I was like, what?
But there are other platforms. Lagos State has a lot. In fact,
that awareness is very key.
So is the awareness.
So what are you doing professionally to help people know that these things are in place?
More?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. Okay, so taking it to a business development support firm, what we've been doing is working with the different developmental projects we have. They don't even have to pay. So I agree that it's awareness, and that's why we're talking about it now. So this is part of the CSR we're doing.
You know, beyond payment, sometimes this idea of write your vision, no vision. I'm telling you, they need assistance in documenting all this. Because many of us, we are just mere professionals.
Yes.
We're good in our fields. We don't have any business angle to whatever we're doing. We need to be assisted. Many a times asking, what is my vision? Now I can talk about it. Years ago, that vision. I just want to make clothes for people, that's all.
But that's a vision.
Well, you
that's
not
a
be
goal.
able to, it's because I have been taught.
Yes.
More often than not, people that are going to businesses at that level, they don't have any, maybe I want to make money, I want to make a living. Is that a vision?
Make a living.
Perhaps. So we need to be assisted by professionals to achieve this.
Okay. And that's why if the professionals are there for you, you need to approach them.
Awareness.
Yes, okay. Awareness. We'll create the awareness, and I suppose that's what this program is doing. Without what we're saying, having these things in place, we have problem of sustainability.
Okay.
You understand? The businesses in Nigeria, ability for them to move from one generation to the other is reduced if we do not put the necessary structures in place, and we do not.
Unfortunately, that's how much we can
Thank
take.
you.
Thank you so much
I'm
for your
sorry,
time.
lastly, business also is not a sprint. It's a journey. So we should not get discouraged as entrepreneurs if we don't get it right at that time. You know?
Some other time. But we need to move on and move to the next segment very soon. But we'll go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll touch on our next segment. We'll be right back.